Okay, now let's wrap up the week and see what's in store for the property market this weekend, like we do every week here on Erin. And joining me to spell it all out is real estate agent Adrian Bo, who runs a national auction business. It's been a busy week. No sign, Adrian, great to see you.
Great to see you.
Of the market slowing down.
Doesn't seem to be, and we had 70% clearance rate last weekend, which is the highest clearance rate since October 2021, with another 1,000 plus auctions tomorrow. So I'll closely be monitoring the auctions, being in the field, calling auctions myself, especially given the interest rate decision this week.
Yes, you just said to me during the ad break, ooh, the interest rate. What does that actually mean, and how does it impact the market from your perspective?
Well, we've talked about earlier on your show about mortgage stress. So Roy Morgan have come out and said a third of mortgage holders potentially will be going through some degree of mortgage stress. Also, the borrowing capacity, we're now between 35 to 40% less borrowing capacity than we were when interest rates first started going up last year. And I think if this target of inflation continues between 2 to 3%, we could likely see more increases as well. But as I've been quite outspoken about, and I know Mark Burris has as well, I think it's quite an antiquated and delusional target, frankly.
Yeah, Mark Burris is fired up, isn't he? You made a prediction on this show 3 weeks ago about New South Wales rental reforms. Don't tell me it's come true, Adrian.
Well, it's interesting.
You did write this script, clearly.
Well, some bureaucrat came up with the idea that to deal with the rental crisis in New South Wales, we should be revealing people outbidding each other.
Yes.
And what ended up happening, I talked about that possibly could create a rental auction. And it seems that Chris Minns must have been watching the show.
Big fan of this show. He watches religiously, yeah.
Because he's backflipped on it. So we're changing legislation, Erin, here in real time on this show. So great to see.
I love that. Very well. We sold Roxy Jacenko's billion-dollar mansion, didn't we, a few weeks ago? And speaking of, the most viewed property this week, Adrian, what is it?
Southport. This home is absolutely stunning. And Southport as a suburb is one of my favourite in that Gold Coast Broadbeach region. And it's experienced 3.5% growth over the last 12 months.
Wow.
Not to mention more so over the pandemic.
What's it called again, that style of house? It's like that old-fashioned...
It's a grand mansion, really. And it's waterfront. It's got its own little beach on the river there. It's had a pre-sale valuation, and they're attracting offers in anywhere between $27 to $31 million.
What?
Yes. So it's something that is definitely great to aspire towards.
Now, before the latest ad break, I teased just why now is the best time to sell. Apart from the obvious commission that you'd make, why is now the best time to sell?
We had evidence last month that national property prices went up by 1.2%, and it is still fueled by these low stock levels. So no matter what's happening globally or at a macro level, the most rudimentary metric to look at is supply and demand. And the reality is that supply is down and demand is high. So I think if you're looking between now and the end of the year, as soon as practical is better.